You guys' worksheets are printed out, but this one is just drawn out for the example. When you're working with the oil pastels, if you guys see that they're contaminated, you can just take a paper towel and wipe it off, and that will get rid of most of the surface area imperfections. So you guys can use that. When we're working with oil pastels, start with the lightest colors first. And so we were looking at Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, this piece right here. Instead of having you guys recreate everything, I just took a section, which is what you guys are going to be doing with the other artists here. So we just took this little corner section and I snipped it. So if you guys want to do that on your computer when you're looking at images, you can do that as well. And then you, of course, will not be drawing over the top of this, but for my video, that's just how I have to do it. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. So I want to start with the lightest colors first. And I'm looking at the white in the area here and white in the area here. It will be hard for you guys to see on this video. And I'm not tracing, obviously, my box is a little bit smaller than what I'm looking at. Again, it's just the way I have to do the video. So I'm trying to match the general area. And if you hear those little taps, I'm not actually coloring in anything. I'm doing only dashes to mimic those thick brush strokes, which is one of his characteristics, to create that emotion. Okay, so now I'm using my lighter yellow, and then I'm going to slide this just a touch. That way you guys can kind of see both at the same time. So when I'm working on this one, I want to try to space these out, but add my dashes over the top. This yellow may be harder to see on screen. I've got a little bit of yellow here as well. And our goal is to get rid of the white of the paper, which is difficult to see on this with this yellow. So I'm going to work with the blue. The blue does overlap into the yellow a little bit. And I have 3 different variations of blue, and I want you guys to pay attention to the direction as well. So these are going around in the circle here. So I'm going to mimic that same, but there is a change in direction down here. So it'll start going underneath. So sometimes I give myself a few guidelines. There's a little V shape right here. And even though this blue isn't the dominant color, it's a little bit darker, I'm still going to use my dashes and fill in that space. I can always go over lighter colors with darker, but it is harder to go over the darker colors with lighter. So I'm going to add my second blue, and there are some darker areas down here that I'm going to focus on. So I know I really need some darker patches here. And I'm not going to be done with just, okay, I'm done with the light blue, now I'm completely done with the light blue. No, I'm going to keep going back and forth with colors until I fill in all of that white space. And I'm just going to continue with that, fill in more. I have another darker blue. I really want to make those lines up here pop a bit more. This darker area right here. So I'm going to work on that. There's a few dashes right here. And I'm going to go back in with my lighter blue so I can add some more.